like that, and a few different moments. Like there's nothing that I knew I was going to give up, like, because like what's the point?
You can't really, you can't just go back. Like,
we don't do things in halves. You have to make the whole way. So like I basically said, like, I'm gonna do it, or I'm gonna have a very bad injury, or something's gonna stop me, like, because I was just kind of so confident and so committed to it that you have to have that mindset when you're doing this, because you're on your own and you're talking to yourself all day and everybody thinks you're a freak.
Takes away.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're here with Diarmuid McCleary, the mastermind behind the Microwave Express. So tell us your story.
Hi, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me in. Yeah, basically, as you said, my name is Diarmuid. People call me the guy with the microwave. So what I do is I'm trying to go around the world carrying a microwave with no money. So I've done Ireland there in April. So I did 32 counties in Ireland in 12 days. And I'm just back from Scotland after doing Scotland last week. So my whole thing is that I'm trying to fundraise for charity. I've got a microwave and no money. So it's sort of like an adventure challenge, kind of on steroids.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is I fundraise for different charities just trying to rely on the kindness of strangers. So it always gets me into mad situations.
And it's like hitchhiking practically. You're just kind of going with the flow, really.
It's mainly hitchhiking, trying to get people to stop, trying to get bus companies to let me on for free, asking people to buy my tickets at the stations, ringing the bus companies 10 times to try and get some operator who's really nice, any means possible. Hitchhiking in Ireland's easy enough, but in Scotland it's an absolute disaster. It's really difficult, especially because I look absolutely crazy to describe it to you. I'm wearing a big green high-vis, I've got a microwave, and I'm wearing like mad blue pants, Nikes. I look like, if you see me on the side of the road, you probably think I was homeless, like. So it's very hard to get people to stop.
That's rough.
Was there a lot of walking involved?
A few miles every day. So you have to put in context that I've got a microwave that's it's heavy enough. It probably doesn't feel like it. If you're carrying it for like 20 minutes, your arms will start to go. Yeah. So maybe like 6 hours walking a day with this bag and a microwave, just all through Scotland.
I'd say build up some strength carrying a microwave around the country for however long. Like some arm strength anyway. I mean, like that's like an Iron Man right there, carrying a microwave around the country.
Well, I'm not in good shape. I mentioned at the start of this, I was the ENTS officer in DIT, DIT Students Union for 2 years. So I spent about 2 years just going absolutely mad, wrecking my health, like smoking, drinking and that crack.
Of course.
So I'm not physically fit. So doing this was a mad challenge. I would be like sweating, like absolutely pissing sweat. And then you're just, it's so cold as well that once you stop walking, you feel like you're getting the flu because you're just soaking wet.
Yeah,
I'm not that strong, to be honest. I haven't built the arms up enough.
And any crazy stories along the way? Like,
I don't know where to start. So one of the things I try and do is trying to complete challenges and stuff like that to get people to donate. So there'd be like a few thousand people who'd be following Instagram and Facebook. So people would be sending me suggestions every day. So one of the suggestions was, why don't you just get a tattoo? So I went around to different places in Glasgow and just asked them if they give me a free tattoo, and I found a place that did. Like the Forevermore tattoo gave me a tattoo of a microwave. Do you normally do stuff to camera here, or is it like?
I don't know. It's kind of your whole vibe. Just
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you can see that. Can you?
Wow,
that's the microwave.
Microwave.
It's beautiful.
So stuff like that. But the craziest thing that happened to me in Scotland was probably I ended up in a legal rave. Proper legal rave, not like some sort of festival. This was absolute, like, no permission, tried to get stopped by the police. So I was hitchhiking through Loch Ness, and Loch Ness is absolutely enormous, and it's very big, and there's lots of tourist buses and stuff. So I got picked up by a family, and the family just thought I was really mad that I was carrying a microwave. So they ended up taking me to their house. So I was in their house, like, drinking cups of tea, and they're telling me about their life and their business and stuff.
Yeah. And
their daughter just turned around and said, "Mum, I can't hear the music anymore." I was like asking, what sort of music is this? And they told me that there's a rave that goes on in the mountains. So I was like begging them, I was like, please take me to the rave. So me, this mother and daughter sat out in the car and started driving around the Highlands of Scotland, and it's a big dense wooded area, it's mountains.
Yeah.
So we started driving around trying to find it. So we opened the car windows and we're listening out the window trying to hear the music. So after about 2 hours of driving around, we finally heard it. So we just took off walking through the forest in the swamp, like all this soaking wet. I was carrying a microwave.
Yeah.
And we seen a tent. So we spent another hour driving around, and we eventually found this rave, and this mad rave. It's called the Midge Death Festival. It's famous around Scotland.
I saw the signature on the microwave.
Midge
It's in
Death
green.
Festival.
Yeah.
So I ended up there, and I thought I'd been to a rave until I went to this. This was insane. Like 2 minutes after getting there, someone offered me an unknown substance that I would not like to mention what it is. Took me into a van and was like, hit this, and I was like, no man, I'm definitely not taking that, thanks. So and it only got weirder from there. So when I came in, like people were passed out in all the cars, and I thought it was over. So I walked into this like mad festival and had a big trench. So what happened was the police dug these trenches to try and stop them having a rave, and they got 50 people to come and manually dig the trenches in. So like big heavy guys like digging in stones. So I ended up going into the festival, and it was already 2 days in.
Yeah.
So they're all like looking at me thinking, what is going on? 'Cause everybody's kind of sprawled out. Like a few people are very happy. They're going out of their minds, out of their tits. Like, so I just started fucking with them. So I started getting the microwave and throwing it up in the air. I was catching it, stood in front of the sound system, started throwing it, and everybody started coming out like, who's the guy with the microwave?
Yeah.
So eventually one person came over to me and started asking me, was like, what's going on with this? And I was trying to explain to them, like, I'm doing a charity event. And then like they kind of welcomed me in. So they call themselves the Pond Scum. So Pond Scum is the self-progressed name. So it's just sort of their movement. They like say fuck the system. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear there.
Fuck the grand, do whatever you want.
Yeah, basically fuck the system. So a lot of them like don't have homes, they sleep in their vans, and a lot of people have normal lives. But like these guys do this every year. They just love going crazy, and there's no rules here. The whole thing's free, and they kind of accepted me in. So like eventually, like at the start they're a bit kind of scared. Then they took me in and started signing the microwave, and then I went over to like groups of people. You have to imagine these people are like, some of them are completely out of their minds. Some of them don't have teeth. And there's a few bikers with face tattoos. Yeah. And I like had to be wary of the camera and not taking photos and stuff like that. But the people were super nice. They're the nicest people ever. So they took me over.
Probably like a community, was it?
Oh yeah, like I if I wasn't doing fundraising, I definitely would have stayed with them. I thought it was such a nice vibe. But like some of them were scared of getting cancer off the microwave and stuff. It was crazy. Like I explained, there's no battery in it and stuff like that. And then eventually I just went over and said hello. Then one of them had heard me on the radio. It was on BBC. Oh. So he was kind of like, oh yeah, man, trying to like kind of adopt me. And then I left, and the family, like, we drove off to their place. But I spent the next like few hours thinking, what if I had stayed? Like, what would happen? Would I still be alive? And the thing is, that rave's been going on for 20 years in the Scottish Highlands, and nobody knows about it. It's just like completely underground. You have to be sent a text message with the location. And somehow I ended up finding it while I was going around Scotland with a microwave.
That's insane. Wait, hang on. Is it like a specific time every year?
Different weekend every year.
Oh,
so
weekend.
They do it for a few days every year. And when I say the Highlands, this is up in the Highlands. The wind is so strong. Yeah, you're up in mountains. The hills are steep. Like, you can't walk this. It's too intense. Yeah. So I ended up there, and it was an experience. And then I got dropped off in another city. So I ended up in the city, and I had no accommodation. So I ended up homeless in Inverness in Scotland. Bloody hell. So basically just took to Facebook, like maybe 20% battery, and just started writing messages in the buy and sell. Somebody let me stay, please. And then some woman drove in, gave me a bag of food, give me like fajitas. I'm like sitting in the middle of Scotland. This is like 8 days in, after going to a rave, like just sitting in the square, like sprawled out, like, what am I doing with my life? Holy shit. So that's one of the many things that has happened, like in Scotland and Ireland. Like, it's an adventure. But I tried to kind of focus on the fundraising aspect of it and the positive kind of thing of going around, staying with people, trying to encourage them to donate and stuff like that. So, and
was most of the donations made in person, or was it like on GoFundMe?
So we got about, I think there's around €2,000 online, and the rest is cash. The rest has been given cash. Still have lots of sterling I need to put into the bank, but it's a mixture. So when I was doing Ireland, I didn't take money because I was too scared of carrying like hundreds of euro, thousands of euro. So when I was doing Scotland, I was taking notes. Somebody gave me a note. I had it on my sock. So thankfully, like I had like maybe £150 in my sock for like a few days,
Yeah.
and then when I got home, I still have in my little safe now.
Not
But
too bad.
yeah, like it's just mad because like people are just they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So like you're trying to explain to them like I'm doing this thing for charity, and they just think you're crazy. Like they don't know if they can talk to you because they're so scared of you.
Yeah, it really is so unique.
So
I mean, like, what was your idea? Who was like, you should go on a Lord of the Rings adventure with a microwave? You know?
Lord of the Rings reference. Nice,
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Basically, so I read a book. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's from this guy in the 1990s called Tony Hawk, who went around Ireland with a fridge. Did you ever hear that?
No.
I'm familiar with him.
Anybody who's
but-
watching, check
yeah.
out Tony Hawk's around Ireland with a fridge. Like this guy took a bet that he couldn't go around Ireland with a fridge. It wasn't for charity or anything. It was
Yeah.
back in the 90s, and he did it, and he became like a national celebrity for a few weeks.
Yeah.
RT were ringing him saying, "Where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, today I'm in Sligo. I'm trying to get to here."
Yeah.
So people were picking him up in his big fridge. And I read that like years ago. And DIT as Ents, we were doing mad fundraisers. Like we were trying to like outdo each other.
Yeah.
So we did like a 10-hour cha-cha slide like all day on the middle of the street. Like one guy did it like all day, did not stop.
Bloody hell.
People were just shaving their heads. These girls shaved their eyebrows. So I was trying to set an example. So I kind of made a joke that I was going to carry this microwave around Ireland, and then it just kind of went like, but I have to do it now because these are all the guys who volunteer for me. So I need to set an example. So basically, last April I was at this thing called the Congress, USI Congress. Did you ever hear of it? Union of Students Ireland.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all the student officers from each college from around Ireland, their members come to this conference. So I decided that I'd go to that conference and leave and just try and go around Ireland from the conference.
Yeah.
So I didn't really tell anybody. So
This is an impromptu thing.
this impromptu thing.
Bloody hell.
Didn't tell anybody. So they're just wondering why I had a microwave. I
Yeah.
just didn't want to tell them. Basically, so I started going out. So I went out that morning, and a few different radio shows have rang me because they heard I was doing it. So
Yeah.
Today FM rang me and I was talking to like 100,000 people.
Fucking hell.
I was like, I'm about to do this now. Blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And then like people started texting me on Facebook, my Facebook page, and it started blowing up, getting loads of messages. Oh, come to here, come to here.
Yeah.
So I was like, alright, fuck, I'm gonna do it. So basically, it's fundraising for Jigsaw, a charity that provides helps with counsellors and mental health.
Yeah.
So I asked these two guys for a lift. They let me in their car, and we're driving out. And I started the challenge, and I was broadcasting Instagram. And people were like, "You're gonna die," and all this shit. And the guys in the cars the guys who were driving me like didn't really know what was going on. They just didn't get it. So
Yeah.
two guys from Sligo, and they were kind of a wee bit wary of me. Like I was sitting in the back, and they're kind of looking around, and like, what do? We can't get him out of the car. And then it all changed when we stopped at the traffic light and Spin 103 came on, and it was like, Irish guy is going around Ireland carrying a microwave.
What?
And the both of them turned around and they just lost their shit.
He's here.
No
Yeah,
way.
and they're like, yeah, let's go on an adventure. So they started like driving me places, and we started stopping everywhere. And then I was walking around the street and people were beeping their horns. Guys are running over trying to hand me money and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all like, yeah, go on. And yeah, that's how it started. But the reason we have a microwave is because I was working for DIT Students Union,
Yeah.
and I was saying that if you have a microwave, you don't clean it, and you get regular use, and it's not an industrial microwave, it'll blow up. So what happens is with students, they don't clean things often.
Yeah.
So this microwave was left for a few days, and eventually it blew up, and then it got put in my office. So I just decided I'd take it with me and kind of reuse it.
That's
So,
insane.
Yeah,
That's
is.
a cool story. Oh,
Should I bring it over and put it in the lap, or?
Oh.
put it
I
on
mean,
the
I
table.
won't even say
We can
no.
stick it
Yeah.
on the table.
Put on the
What?
table. Yeah.
It's basically
The fourth star of the show right here.
yeah. So as I was saying, explaining to you guys, like I don't know how wide that is, but I have a speaker inside here, so I can get it to talk, so I can play it off my phone and get it to say things like "oh hello" or "give me food" and stuff like that.
That's insane.
As I was explaining that, I messed the audio.
You can
shit.
stick it on the table if you want.
I just won't touch it.
Oh, sweet.
Basically, so to get food and stuff like that, I had no money. So the whole challenge is how do you survive without
Yeah.
anything. So I walk into places and just blatantly be like, please give me food. So at the start it was very hard, but I kind of got better at it. So eventually I was going
Yeah.
into restaurants and I was walking out with like a bag full of food. And I was just going out hitchhiking side of the road, next county, and then more radio stations kept ringing me every day. Like I was getting mad messages, and then I got one article in the Independent, and the whole challenge blew up because I ended up like waking up with hundreds of messages, private messages, like so many I couldn't reply because I had no battery. So like people were like saying, "Oh my God, you need somewhere to stay. they're telling me about their mental health problems. So people were saying to me, "Oh, my daughter suffers really bad depression. I have depression. Thank you so much for doing this." And then they're like, "Oh, you're carrying the microwave for weight around Ireland." And I was just thinking, "Jesus, what have I started?" So that went on for a while, and more offers came, and we just kept traveling, and it worked really well. And what happened to me was I ended up getting really sick because I was outdoors for so long. One day I was outdoors for maybe 7-8 hours just on the side of the road. So I got the flu, and then when I was publishing on Facebook, I was getting 15,000 people looking at it every day, and no one was offering me somewhere to stay in a certain place because I said I was really sick.
Oh no.
So a hotel, a really posh hotel called the Europa in Belfast, actually put me up in £150 room.
Beautiful.
Just in this amazing room. I hadn't washed in days.
Oh, that's
all my clothes were dirty, and they're giving me a breakfast, and I was just
thank you so
much.
much.
As you would.
So that's kind of
that's an insane story. Fair play for doing it, honestly.
So one more thing I just want to mention actually is that when I said I was going to do it, I said I was going to do Northern Ireland. I'm from Monaghan. So Monaghan's in Northern Ireland, but it's in the Republic. It's a bit of a weird topic. People told me, whatever you do, don't do the north. But I thought that was a challenge. So,
exactly.
Going up to the north was probably the hardest thing because people are very aware you stop for you. So I was out till maybe 12 o'clock at night, side of the road in the storm. No one was picking me up.
Bloody hell.
And I think I was in the same spot for 6 hours, and it could have been a bit less, could have been 5, I can't remember. But I lost hope and I had nowhere to stay, so I was thinking I'm going to have to sleep under this tree. And next minute I felt this little tap, and I turned around, and this little small guy sitting there, and his mother and him had drove by me to go to a football game and play and get lunch, and they drove by hours ago, and they picked me up on the way back because they felt sorry for me. So this little guy would jump in the car, you can come with us, and they jumped in the car, drove into town, and then found somewhere to stay in the town.
That's great.
It's just absolute madness.
It's
you have little panic attacks because you know that if you don't find somewhere to stay, you're fucked.
You've got no backup plan really in that sort of scenario, unless it's sleep on the side of the road. But what was the longest stretch that you actually spent outside under the elements? Walking or looking for a ride or whatever.
I honestly don't know. Probably Northern Ireland. What I was saying there. I was out there for hours. I was in Glasgow. So Storm Alley had come.
Oh yeah.
And obviously when you are going around panicking. So when I just give you a bit of context, when I landed in Glasgow, I'd one of my phones had broken, and the other one, the SIM card didn't work. So I'd no northern phone, no Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I'm in a city that I don't know anything about Glasgow. I didn't even research it. Never went to it. All I knew, it has Celtic and Rangers. That was it. So I ended up in there. I found somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
Got into a few situations, but got out of them. Okay, got a few warning messages on Instagram, and
Jesus,
survived. But I ended up going out in Storm Alley and didn't realise it was Storm Alley.
Yeah.
So I was I knew I had to walk 3 or 4 miles through the city, and I was walking, and I just couldn't understand what was happening. I was like, this is insane. So nobody was around. It was just me in the microwave. So I was just getting soaked. At one point it blew out of my hand. I have a video online on my Facebook page just because I knew people would believe me.
Yeah.
Of it just sliding, being pushed into traffic.
Oh god.
And this is heavy enough,
Yeah.
So that shows you how strong it was. So I think I spent 6-7 hours on the side of the road trying to hitchhike. No one picked me up. People were beeping the odd time, but they were not picking me up. So I was kind of panicking because I was doing a show. I was meant to be talking on an event in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
6 hours. So eventually, this young girl, she could be about 15, 16 maybe, crossed this busy road over to me, and I didn't realise she was coming to talk to me. She just walked over and handed me a card. I was like, what is this? She gave me an all-day train ticket.
Wow.
And she must have passed me earlier that day or something. She goes, yeah, you need this more than me or something. And I was just blown away because obviously I was so wet and tired and hungry. I was almost about to cry.
Yeah.
And she just walked off. I was like, okay, this is a sign. I need to go in the city. So I just got into the city, ran in, realised that all the trains were cancelled because of the storm. The whole city was shut down. So I went to the bus station. There's hundreds of people queuing.
Yeah.
So I was panicking, posting on Instagram because I was meant to be doing this talk on stage with these 2 Irish guys called the Two Johnnies. So I was like, I need to get into that because I'd be able to fundraise loads. So eventually I just posted on Instagram. I think someone wrote to me I'd never met and bought me a bus ticket. It's go collect the bus ticket. So I'm eventually queuing for a few hours, and then I got to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And this is the whole trip is just this absolute madness, no plan, just go with the flow. and try and survive with this big
Jesus
brute.
Christ.
That's inspiring. It actually makes me want to kind of go out and do it.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna inspire like a new wave. Like it's gonna become a sport now, a charity sport. You know, everyone traveling around with their assortments of kitchen utensils. You know.
I was wondering what did you pack?
Yeah.
What did you pack?
I had a carrier bag, like a backpack,
Yeah.
and I had about 3 skinny jackets, 2 pairs of pants, 3 pairs of underwear, 2 long sleeves, and like that was Ireland kind of. That's all we had for Ireland,
Yeah.
and like toothbrush and that stuff, and that's it. And for Scotland, I think I had a lot more coats, but like all this stuff adds up so much weight.
Yeah.
Like you are
Pack what
carrying
you
this
need.
all day. Yeah, it's carrying it all day. I didn't take a tent or sleeping bag. I just said, fuck it, I'll just use my jacket. Like, I'm not carrying a tent. So, yeah, and you have to imagine as well, when the rain comes down too, it soaks into the bag. So your bag's even heavier. So what I did in Scotland, what I didn't do in Ireland, was I put everything in little sealable bags. So like sandwich bags.
Oh yeah.
So I knew if I was getting wet, like at least I'm going to have a dry pair of socks to put on that night.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's kind of how it went from there. Like, but then the bag I had, like, I'm trying to get like a bag company to sponsor me for another bag. I'm gonna do it again. Like, it ripped in half on the last day.
Yikes.
So thankfully it was the last day, or I would have
Yeah.
been like mincemeat. Like,
That would have been a fucking rough ride. I mean, you had a handy container there, but you really don't want to be walking around with your clothes in a microwave, I guess. But
I kept all my food inside it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I realized that like I made a big mistake, because like, so to explain how the food thing works, like I have to explain that I don't have any money, like no bank
Yeah.
card, nothing. Like the whole challenge is being completely flippant. So like I was going in supermarkets, but like, can I have food? They say no. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, where's the next supermarket? Go straight into. I was doing Instagram videos just to prove to people. It's like I went into like 4 or 5 shops. They all said no. Then I went to Sainsbury's and was like, can I talk to the manager? Expecting the worst. The manager just started laughing. He's like, oh my god, amazing! This is fantastic.
Yeah,
Give me £20 worth of food.
beautiful.
But I got
beautiful.
all these fruit, and you know I was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
up to the Highlands. There's going to be no food, so I got all this fruit. Then I made the mistake of putting the fruit inside the microwave. Like all of it started rotting. Like I didn't take it out, so
Yeah.
wasted all my fruit. Went up to the Highlands, got a lift in a tour bus, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have much food.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it's kind of been.
And what about water?
I had like carrier, but I had like really good bottles that clip on your bag.
Yeah.
But I'd leave the houses in such a hurry, I left the bottles behind me. So I had like 500ml of water to do me like nearly the whole trip, and I just have to keep filling it up.
Yeah.
And
Of
if you
course,
got left anywhere like too long, like you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But
bloody
like
hell.
at that point, like after a few days, like you do look, you feel silly walking around this, like it is, you like actually feel like an idiot. But after like 2 days, I could not give a shit. Like it's hardcore survival. Like
Yeah, I'd say your priorities start shifting pretty quick. Like,
it's like, oh yeah, I haven't like brushed my hair.
Yeah.
What? Like I don't care about that shit.
yeah, just trying to stay
Um,
alive.
Yeah, it's just like basically trying to make it A to B,
yeah,
and
yeah,
trying to get people to donate as well. Like,
yeah.
so
Of course, yeah.
it's very hard to get people to give you money. Like they're just like, oh, I'm sick of giving money to charities and stuff
Yeah.
and all that crack. So it's just like being on Instagram. Hey guys, currently like have no clothes, no food. Please give me €2 donation.
Yeah, it's a different sort of ball game, really, isn't it? From going like door to door asking for money to traveling an entire country with a microwave and no
Looking
money.
homeless.
Like that's
Yeah.
a pilgrimage right there. Is what that is.
Yeah, so like that's how I did Ireland. Before I did Ireland, people said, "Oh, you're gonna die." I said I was going to Scotland. People were like, "Oh, it's never gonna work. It's only gonna work in Ireland."
Yeah.
So now that I've done 2, I've just like said I'm going to try and go across the world. So basically, I'm going to overdo the UK in 2019. But like I probably need to plan it more because it's a bit big. When I
Yeah.
did Scotland, like I didn't really have a plan. I just kind
Yeah.
of post on Facebook every day.
Would you go with a companion?
No, I've been
No.
asked people to come with me, but I just thought it ruined. I don't know. I just didn't think it. I don't think it'd be as much of a challenge if you had someone with
something
you.
different about doing it on your own.
Yeah, and like you're meeting people every day. Like you're meeting new people. I think it's easier if there's only one of you.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I did have a meeting last night about something separate. That involves kitchen appliances and involves traveling and involves a lot of people and involves a lot of money for charity. So like I organise lots of meetups and events in Dublin, and I had one last night, and a guy turned up and he was like so into it. He turned up, basically he's watching my story and he wanted to get involved.
Yeah.
So let's just say he's taking his kitchen sink out and shit's going down.
Were there any moments where you were like, I'm giving up? Like,
The hardest thing is waking up in the morning. Waking up in the morning knowing that you've got like 200 miles to go and you've no plan. I think the hardest thing was after Storm Alley, just actually physically being wet and having nowhere to go to dry. Like I didn't even have a towel. Like towel was, I left it behind.
Yeah.
Like that, and a few different moments. Like there's nothing that I knew I was going to give up. Like because like what's the point?
You can't just go back. Like
we don't do things in halves. You have to make the whole way. So like I basically said like I'm gonna do it or I'm gonna have a very bad injury or something's gonna stop me. Like because I was just kind of so confident and so committed to it that you have to have that mindset when you're doing this because you're on your own and you're talking to yourself all day and everybody thinks you're a freak.
Did you have like a notebook or something?
I use my phone, so like I have notes on my phone, so I kept record of different stuff and I was keeping record of how many cars passed me and stuff like that, like sad details, just so I could see which cities were better and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I have a few thousand words like from each place just to keep a record of where I was and where I've been. Like I have so many stories that I just don't know. I just can't remember half the stuff off the cuff because every day is just a terrifying experience where I feel a big knot in your stomach, hungry, don't know where to go, and you're just kind of trying to figure out where to stay that night.
What was your favorite city actually in Scotland, out of curiosity, that you visited?
Definitely Edinburgh.
Yeah,
Edinburgh is awesome. Like Edinburgh was the best because it was just so much fun.
Yeah,
it was really easy to get around and. Like an Irish bar text me, come to our bar, blah blah blah. Like landed over, they gave me a care package.
Perfect.
With, like, all Irish food, called Malone's. They gave me cans of Bulmers and stuff like that. Like they're giving me food and like, do you want a pint? And like, and just sitting there like after walking 3 hours to get to this bar, I'm like,
I love Irish people. Yeah, exactly.
It's like sitting there, and then the bar staff are like so much fun that like they give me donations and stuff, and I put the microwave outside and start playing river dance in the street, and the bar staff are all dancing, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Edinburgh is the most fun, but Glasgow is the most scary. Like,
I'd say so.
Like I didn't really realize the religious divide was as current as it is. Like the whole Celtic Rangers thing, I kind of like take all that with a pinch of salt because I'm from Dublin. Like I just like kind of don't really. I kind of thought like it's kind of died down a lot. Like there's only certain areas, but like I was in Glasgow, I got like 2 different warning messages on Instagram, and like, get out of that area.
Bloody hell!
What are you doing? You're an idiot.
Yeah.
All this stuff just from people who were concerned.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, like at night time, one of the times I ended up going over near Ibrox Stadium because I was staying somewhere over in that way, and people were just like, what are you doing over there and all this. So it's scary enough. Like I wasn't personally scared, but when people are messaging and saying stuff like that, like you do get a bit of stuff in your head.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you're just like, when I'm walking around doing something with charity, like someone's already gonna mug me because I have an accent. Like
hardly. Yeah.
But you never know because people are crazy. Like
that's it.
And one of the things I had to do in Glasgow as well was try and get my phone fixed. So basically, I had no SIM card. It was lodged in the phone, so I had to walk around all the phone shops. Just going into phone shops like with the microwave and like, hey, blah blah blah, could you fix my phone? And they're just like, no. Like the Samsung store was probably the worst. They're just like basically looking at get out like £35 for me to do one simple thing.
Jesus.
So I just sat outside their store for ages, like just like hoping that they'd come out.
Change of heart, like.
So eventually I ended up going to street, and this is one of the most positive things. So I went in like maybe 10 different stores, and there's one store I didn't go into because the guy looked really posh. So I went over to him, I was like, man, please help me. And he turned around and he said that he couldn't fix it. He gave me £10 and an address and sent me to a shop, and they fixed it for me.
Beautiful.
And I was like real emotional about it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Anyway, we'll have to take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back shortly.
Back in a sec.
This podcast is powered by Audiohaus Dublin.
All right, my brethren, we're back on continuation of the microwave, the legendary microwave, which is now on the table, as you can all see. See, you're taking its natural splendor. But what are your future immediate plans for this microwave in the well, not even immediate plans, but next few years? Where's it going?
So I'm trying to take it the whole distance of the world. So I'm trying to actually take it around the world.
Yeah.
Which will involve going into non-English speaking countries.
Yeah, of course.
And like it'll probably end up in mad situations, but it's such a mad thing that the media latch onto it really easy.
Yeah.
and that can like really help you. It can really help you get donations.
Oh, big time.
And
Yeah.
it can really help you get somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
So basically, how I'm trying to get around the world is I'm trying to get someone to sponsor me for the UK thing. So I've got 6 months, so I'm trying to think of a few different Irish brands and stuff like that, or a few flight companies who might like do the flights. Someone might print jackets and stuff like that, and maybe pay for my websites and all that crack. So I haven't figured it out yet, but if anybody's listening to the podcast who knows somebody who works for a few different companies, please hook me up. So I'm going to do the UK in March, so I'm trying to save up a few months, enough money so I can go for like maybe 2 months
Yeah.
and just like try and go off and do the UK. Maybe like trying to raise like £10,000.
Jeez. Fair play.
Gonna try and like every time I do, I'm just gonna try to go harder. Probably gonna train to do it, like maybe like hit the gym. You know, I've never been to a gym before.
Yeah.
Because I think the big problem with me is that I'm just not fit enough. So like I should be out running around to collect money. Most time I'm just lying on the ground with exhaustion. So I'm trying to make it bigger and better and do more mad stunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as it keeps growing and growing, it's getting easier and easier. I'm trying to build up a good base, a few thousand people online, and then
Of course.
just going mental in the UK.
That's a good one.
Hopefully that'll work.
You know what? It's what we need. You know, the world needs more heroes who can take a microwave around the whole country and do us proud.
Literally, and you said
National mascot.
some celebrities signed it. Who?
Yeah.
Who?
So, Ronan Keaton,
Yes.
Daniel O'Donnell. We used to be here before that is there. It's Daniel O'Donnell, Ronan Keaton, Ryan Tuberty, Ray Darcy, Nathan Carter. Do you know him? Country singer. Got a wee laugh down the back there. Nathan Carter's actually here. It's so funny that he just popped up.
Man.
He's a big like country singer, yeah. Like there's been a few other people like Owen Colgan. You should get him in for your podcast actually.
Who is he?
Bullets and Hardy Bucks. Yeah, I was talking to him. He's coming to my storytelling event tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Basically he's done it and a few other people, and my big one is we're trying to get Conor McGregor to sign it.
Yeah.
So I went through a lot of different people trying to get to him, but
Yeah.
he was so hard. I talked to family, friends, different people. So what I'm going to try and do before the next trip is I'm going to put out massive posters to say Conor McGregor sign my microwave, and just leave them all around his home place.
Yeah, that's a shout.
And eventually someone's going to be like, yeah, like, come on.
Do you know it's funny? I have a friend whose name I will not mention who has an acquaintance, relative who's a rather close acquaintance of a certain Conor McGregor. I'm not going to name drop any names because someone's probably going to raid his house. But you know, we could see what we can do. See if we can pull some strings.
Yeah, because the reason why I want to get people to sign it like that is it just kind of legitimizes it more, and it makes it easier for me. It makes it easier for me to stay somewhere, and like the more people who know about this, the more money I'm going to actually raise. Like I am like gonna say this sounds mad. I'm looking to raise $100,000 with the microwave. Yeah, that's kind of my goal. Like it sounds like so ridiculous because the moment.
How far along are you?
The moment we're 5,000.
5,000. That's still.
It's like it's learning. Like each time I do it, I'm getting better and just learning like how I actually extract money, especially from big companies. Like how to convince them to give you like a donation. So if Conor McGregor signed it, I think I might help.
That's like a little endorsement right there.
If you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go up to his around his gaff the next few weeks and put up posters everywhere, like just like in toilets, like Conor McGregor sign my microwave. Yeah. And I'm hoping someone like takes a picture because it's so ridiculous that like you might see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
people start retweeting it, then you're in business.
Yeah, it's not stalking, it's not like door stopping, it's just like it's doing shit that's so weird, like you get their attention.
Yeah, that's it.
That's insane.
Making a statement, really, you know.
So if he signs it, like, I'm gonna get him right there at the front, like just his name.
Yeah, sure. Get a white marker. Sign him on the
put some perspex on top of it, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that's a shout and a half.
Yeah.
And do you reckon when you do the UK, are you gonna do you reckon is there anything you'll change about your approach from Scotland apart from maybe? You were saying earlier you want to be more prepared, but is there anything else you bring or like any other sort of changes you'd make to your gear or anything like that?
I'm looking for new jackets and stuff like that. All my stuff's ripped.
Yeah,
like everything I have is ripped in the sleeves. It's meaning the microwave rips it because you're carrying it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Main thing I'm bringing is like loads of flyers and stuff. I ran out of them a few times. And the biggest thing is just physical fitness.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And actually planning what you're going to do. Like if you go into a college and there's 5,000 people there, like that's a lot just running lecture halls in different colleges and like interrupting them. Like that's my plan. Like it sounds like such a scumbag move, but like because it's for charity, like I used to do it in DIT or just run into the lecture hall, like not say a word to the teacher and just be like taking it over. I'm like, yo, what's crack? Yeah. So I want to do that in England, and I think it's just fitness and preparation. Trying to get around. Like loads of people told me like, oh, don't go to England, nobody's gonna stop for you, but that's the challenge. Like you know, it's exciting.
That's what's it's cool that you just went ahead and did it. That's respectable. And
I'm just trying to find purpose in my life, like, you know. Do you want to do something really positive, something that hasn't been done before. And like this doesn't hurt anybody. Like the only person that hurts is me, really, like in my life. But everybody else who sees it either has a laugh, the money goes to charity, and like it's just good fun. Like it's good Irish fun. It's such an Irish thing to do. Like run around with a microwave. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And what countries would you like to visit the most with the microwave?
I'm going to do America, but I'm probably going to try and get in better shape because I went to Burning Man last year. Do you know Burning Man?
Yeah.
So I went to that in and the heat, like it just like me and my girlfriend went and I could barely survive.
That's ridiculous. Like that's the extreme, really. Isn't it?
What desert is it in?
It's in like off the Nevada desert. It was 49 degrees one of the days.
Jesus.
And you're basically staying in a tent in 49 degrees. So what used to happen was you had to be up by 8 o'clock in the morning, or if you're not up by 8, you'll sweat yourself awake, and then you'll sweat all over your tent. So you had to get up really early, run around and try and find shade and just lie in the shade for hours, like try and bring loads of water, drink 4 liters of water and lie in the shade. Then at night time it just turns into like the most incredible party ever. Like
Jesus,
the nicest people in school.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Like we were at a festival in Budapest over summer, and it was the same, except you know we never got 49 degrees. I think our highest was 39, but we would have to wake up at 9 a.m. and you know literally crawl out of our tents under our big sheltery thing, you know. But one of the days our friend he said he did an all-nighter and he just couldn't take it anymore, so he said fuck it and he slept on. We woke up at 4 o'clock and his tent had this much sweat in it. Like he had to unpeg his tent, open up, you know, and start shaking all the water out. His clothes were fucked. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was so warm as well.
Oh, it's crazy.
One of the nights I just started poking holes in my tent, just trying to get air in it because I was just so fucked, and I was like, I need some air. And then the next day it was raining, so all my shit got wet. But yeah, but the thing we did this year was, the boys said they didn't do it last year, was they didn't stay in shade. Yeah. And this year we got shade, so at least during the day you had some sort of like trees above you to actually keep your stuff somewhat.
Do they have shade set up at Burning Man, or do you just have to scrounge for like trees?
To, like, describe it for you, like it's a city that appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like there's all these principles. So it's like 8 different principles, and one of them is like self-reliance. It's like radical self-reliance. Yeah. So you ask nobody for help. You bring enough stuff to survive. Yeah. So like me and my girlfriend were sharing a tent, but like we had no shade structure. We had enough stuff to survive, but like if you don't have something, like people will give it to you, but they'll give you a big lecture on why you should have brought it yourself. Burning Man's just like incredible. So at the end of the day,
you're probably like, oh fuck, I won't even ask.
Yeah, no, you do. You feel like a bit of a letdown. Like you have to bring a bicycle with you, and you have to bring loads of stuff with you, and it's incredibly hard, especially if you're coming from Ireland. Like it's so difficult. We had a trunk we'd carry for like 5 or 6 hours in the heat. So I think like Burning Man was the reason I started doing this trip, because after I went that, I was like, so many amazing people that are doing like crazy stuff. I was like, I want to try and like do something mental. Yeah. And this is where we are right now.
That's where we are right now, yeah.
Definitely go to Burning Man if you get a chance. It's on
the bucket list.
That's on the bucket list,
yeah. Yeah, big time.
Also, I wanted to ask, would your daily budget, now that you've done this and you've survived on no money at all, would your daily budget back in Ireland be like lower than it used to be? Like, would you be getting like coffees or something during the day, or would you be like...
No, I wouldn't. I'm going frugal now. Like, I think just a lot of the stuff you buy is just
unnecessary,
good sales, like, you know, necessary. I think these trips, they really do grind you. Like, I'd be seeing some, like, most of it's fun and games, but you do see some dark stuff. You see a lot of homeless people. Like, I see a lot of people in Glasgow under a railway bridge that I was looking to lie under. Yeah. When I moved away, I realised that these people are actually stuck here all the time. And like what I seen was not nice things, like people going to the toilet openly in front of like lots of people and stuff like that. Like, so it hasn't really changed that much, but you do see more appreciation. You do appreciate money more.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
definitely.
So.
That's even a problem in Ireland now, the homelessness.
Yeah.
And there's people standing up against it now. What's the whole movement?
Take back the city.
Yeah, take back the city, and it's scary to think about like what it'd be like being homeless, because you can be like nobody wants to be in that position, and at any moment something can happen and you could end up in that position.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's important to, like, you've had the experience of being homeless in a sense, with no money, no food, no shelter, and it's just has to be more awareness brought towards that.
Yeah,
And
definitely. It's disgusting. It's the worst feeling in the world. At one point, I remember just walking around this city called Inverness, looking for alleyways with shade, like looking for alleyways that had like something above them, and like, I was sitting in one spot like before I found somewhere to stay, and I was like, the wind's so bad, like how could you sleep here? It's so cold. And you just realize that these people are doing this every night. So
no other option really.
yeah, it's mad.
Fucked. Yeah. Anyways, it was a great chat.
Guys, been awesome.
Thanks for coming on. Fuck. It was such a
dark at the end.
Yeah, such a great start, adventures, and then just the ending. But yeah, anyway, fair play to you for doing it. The whole world tour is going to be happening soon.
Yeah. Is this a recording?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, shit, I was just checking. Yeah. We also do loads of events around Dublin too.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
regions. So I do this thing called the Dublin Night Tour and the Dublin Photo Tour. The Dublin Night Tour is I meet people at 4 o'clock in the morning and take them on a tour around the city.
Nice.
The photo tour is I meet people late in the evening, take them on a tour around the city. Last one got like 25 people.
Yeah.
And they run another event called Dublin Storytime. It's on tomorrow. It's a storytelling event where we try and get people really out of their comfort zone, get them up, telling a story to a room full of strangers, no alcohol. It's in this place called the Clockwork Door. And one of the things we do is like the name of my thing is called Good Vibrations. So like we did like an event in the Bernard Shaw like a few days ago where we did like a disco ball making workshop and dream catchers, and we just do loads of random mad stuff. So if anybody's ever around, come hang out.
Where
Ad sponsored.
where is it taking place? Where's the location?
It's going to be on tomorrow. It's going to be on the Clockwork Door, but tomorrow is probably going to be next week now. But this podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wait, is this are these events like happening?
They happen once a month.
Once a month.
Some of them are going to be happening 2 or 3 times a week, or eventually like.
Sweet. All in the same location.
All different, like trying to do a lot of stuff in Dublin. Like I'm trying to start different weird tours, like alternative Dublin tours is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And just doing like mad stuff, getting people actually in the city, like and away from town, a bar and that crap.
Yeah.
Like, so hopefully
Nice.
that might kick off.
And yeah, your Instagram is the
Microwave Express.
The Microwave Express.
You can see some mad shit on it. It has a video of the microwave surfing. It has me getting a tattoo. Daniel O'Donnell. Jesus, there's actually some good stuff on it. We try and like keep the photos good.
Yeah. We'll put links and stuff to all the profiles on the video, and you guys can check it out and give our man some love here. And the microwave, of course.
There's a GoFundMe as well.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put
free.
that in the video as well. So click the link below, or if you're on the Spotify, check out the video. And
Is this one of the videos where like the link pops up here?
yeah. Just put it down there, right? Put it down there.
Point wherever you want, and
There we go. It'll pop up right there.
Right here. Yeah.
That's it. It should be there. It should be there now, right?
And the charity is Jigsaw, right?
So the first charity was Jigsaw. So I'm going to do it a different one each time.
Yeah.
First charity is Jigsaw. The second one was Robin's Life.
Yeah.
So and how I got involved with that charity was, I didn't actually mention this at the start, that someone tagged me in a Facebook post that was said something about a mother who was trying to fundraise for her daughter's surgery. So someone tagged me in the post and said, oh, you should take your microwave out of retirement. And that's how actually I ended up doing the second country.
Yeah.
Random Facebook post and a random article of someone looking for fundraising.
Wow.
So I think we're just at about nearly €2,300 now. So that's
Good man.
that can cover some flights to New York or something like that anyway.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So you can still donate.
Yeah. Check it out. Check it out.
Guys, it's been awesome. Love you guys.
Thanks so much.
Shout out to my man, the booth over there. Fire in the booth. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. See you around. Peace.